Welcome to the Straight In once again. I thank you guys for joining me and for taking the time to come and listen to a post match analysis on the game we played yesterday against Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. Final score being Chelsea nil, Man United nil. And I have to be honest, it was a strange game for me. I was trying to find what Ole's tactics were, and it was clear to see that the midfield and the forward line were completely far apart from each other, and Kovacic and Kante did well to nullify our midfield. Personally, I don't think McTominay should have played, or at least started the game, because he just came back from an injury, so it's not fair on him. You could clearly see that he was not up to speed in the game yesterday, and that's why he wasn't as effective as we know he can be. Fred done well with his pressing, ensuring that closing down Chelsea when we need to close them down, especially when they try to counter attack us. Fred did well. His passes were good. He distributed the ball well, and even David De Gea as well made a couple of good saves, especially the one against Ziyech in the second half, which keeps the game at 0-0. That will breed some confidence for De Gea. Yes, he made a mistake in the first half, and he seems to have a mistake in every game these days. And it is very difficult because we had a very good defensive performance. We nullified Chelsea completely, pressed them when we needed to press them, and they didn't have any answers for us apart from the one chance that Ziyech got in the second half, and maybe just the almost chance that Giroud got when Shaw flicked the ball just off his head. Um, our backline did well. Lindelof did well to stop Werner as well, scoring, with a crucial ice cold touch. And our defense did well overall. Luke Shaw was putting his body on the line, blocking shots in the box. That's what we want to see. But on the other hand, Shaw showed a bit of attitude. His set piece deliveries were not that good from corners, and he seemed to have this attitude when he realized that his ball wasn't good enough. And he just seemed to not care, basically. And I think a sense of complacency has set in now with him thinking that the left back spot is now his and sealed. I don't think that he should feel that way, because I think Telles is still pushing him, and Telles would still push him. Moving along, Rashford was completely a complete bystander in the game. I didn't see him do anything. He didn't seem to run or make movements. Martial came on, which was again not the best decision by Ole. Yes, Ole is trying to stick with him, but he didn't do much when he came on. And I feel that a player like Donny van de Beek would have been suited better for the game, considering how Chelsea were pressing and the tight spaces that we had to play in. Him and Bruno would have played well together, and perhaps we would have actually, broken through and actually gotten that final ball that we needed, because everything was well up until the final third. I mean, we had a chance late in the game. I think it was 4-2, and Fred played the ball through to McTominay down the right hand side, and McTominay's final ball to find three players in the box was nowhere to be seen, and that's unlike McTominay. We normally see him deliver good passes, but we needed more, and it is clear to see that we needed quality. But also, since our 6-1 loss to Tottenham at home, that was the only goal we scored against the so-called Big Six this season. We still haven't scored a goal. We've literally lost 2 and drawn 5. That is not something that a stat we want to have. And it is baby steps we need to take. It shows that we are working on our defensive side of the game, but we need to now have that impetus and that quality in the final third to put teams like this to bed, because out of all the games that we played, bar the game against Tottenham, these teams were there for the taking. We could have won these games, and who knows where we could have been had we won those games. Yesterday's game was reminiscent of the 0-0 draw against City at Old Trafford, the 0-0 draw against Chelsea at Old Trafford. It showed that we don't want to go for it. We are afraid to go for it because we don't want to be opened up as we did against Spurs when we conceded 6. And that caused a sense of fear. And that made Ole play with 2 defensive midfielders, which I don't think was necessary, especially against a team like Chelsea yesterday, who were there for the taking. But nevertheless, we take the point, and it shows that we are a better team defensively. I think yesterday's game was more for the coaches. They would take a lot of positives out of yesterday's game. But we also need to look at the reality and realize that yes, it is City's title to lose. We just need to focus on ourselves now, ensure that we consolidate second place and that we get to the final of the FA Cup and the Europa League as well. I don't see any excuses why we cannot finish second and finish the season with 2 trophies, because that's what it's about for United. It's about winning trophies. We can't just call ourselves a big club and have our progress measured by positions in the league and where we led last season and points tallies, etc., etc. We need to measure it by trophies because that is what we have done. And if we can win the FA Cup and win the Europa League, or one of the two, and finish second in the league, that will give the team a winning mentality. And a trophy is what this team needs. They've gone through this journey, they've done quite a lot, they've learned quite a lot, and they've matured, but they now need to win a trophy. We were in 4 semi-finals and we lost all 4, and that shows how far the team has come. The next step is now to win a trophy, and that will give the team the push and the winning mentality that they need, like the players that we have, such as Bruno and Pogba, De Gea, etc., who have won trophies before. So we definitely look forward now to our next game against Crystal Palace, and it will be a tough game for us. Selhurst Park has never been a ground where we've gone and dominated games. We've always seemed to, win the game in a difficult manner, but hopefully we will have a reaction after the game against yesterday and we will do well. But we'll definitely speak about that in the next video, and I'll definitely be seeing you guys again. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe in the videos. Definitely leave a comment below on your opinion on Chelsea's game. And I thank you guys for joining me today and for spending the time with me to discuss what happened in yesterday's game. Last but not least, just on my opinion, in yesterday's game, in today's time, I feel it should have been a penalty, but I am an old school guy and I don't think that should have been a penalty. But VAR is messed up, and I think the referees are confused and they definitely do need help. And on a personal opinion, I think VAR should be scrapped. But till we meet again, that is it from me and the Stratford End and your host, Sachin Johnson. Goodbye.